Hey there, sports fans. Mike Crook coming at you with the first episode of Laces Out in the brand new year. In this episode, we're going to be touching on fantasy football and how our league champion was crowned this year in a very close contest, as well as the NCAA and NFL playoff picture, how our picks ended up for the year for NFL pick'ems, and who we have picked for the rest of the NCAA playoff picture because our bracket has been busted, as well as how we see the first round of the wild card ending up in the NFL playoffs. So stay tuned. All right, side note, that took way too many takes to get that intro put together, so I was like, you know what, screw it. That's the best one yet, so we're just going to roll with that one. But before we continue, wishing everyone a very happy new year. Hopefully everyone had a great holiday season, spending time with friends and family, making a lot of memories in whatever traditions you might celebrate. Hopefully 2026 brings you lots of happiness, joy, and many blessings to each and every one of you that are watching the channel. So thank you and cheers to you. Last bit of eggnog for the season. Thank you to my wife for the wonderful cup. Set. So first things first, NCAA playoffs are in full swing, and the NFL playoff picture has now been set after an electric and insanely emotionally intense game between the Ravens and Steelers Sunday night to decide the final playoff spot for the AFC North and the final playoff spot in the AFC side of the bracket. So we would first like to also give a huge shout out to the Denver Broncos on securing that number one spot in the AFC after taking on a depleted, well, I can't even say depleted, but taking on a LA Chargers team that was sitting like a huge bulk of their starters minus Keenan Allen, who needed that really big chunk of change for that bonus. So kudos to him on getting that bonus. It took him forever to make it happen, but he did make it happen. As far as the final spot that was decided Sunday night between the Ravens and Steelers, Trey was beside himself. He was literally a roller coaster of an emotion that entire game. And when Loop missed that what would have been game-winning field goal for the Ravens, I mean, this boy just like erupted with just a sea of emotions, and he immediately tried to call his brother, who's a huge Ravens fan, and Talon didn't want to answer the phone call. Some friendly / not so friendly banter between the two the rest of the night, but kudos to Pittsburgh on securing that playoff spot, securing the AFC North title, and it's going to be a lot of fun in the AFC this playoff season. So some good matchups, some intriguing matchups, but we'll talk about that later on in this episode. All right, next up, the results of our NFL picks this season. Obviously, in a two-man group, it's either first or your last. So I did end up taking our NFL Pick'ems group, and kudos to Trey on a really great competition all season. A lot of these games really were kind of tough to pick. Let's be real. There were some really odd swings, some teams that shouldn't have won that did, and teams that should have just been dominant against the competition that lost. Like the Patriots losing to the Raiders. Who would have seen that coming? And side note on that weird loss that the Patriots suffered to the Raiders early in the season, that's actually what cemented the tiebreaker for the Denver Broncos to secure the number one seed over New England. So, fun fact, any given Sunday, right? But the stat that actually impressed me the most for myself personally was this is probably one of the best NFL Pick'em seasons I've ever had. I actually, for a while I was in the top 1,000. And while I did fall off, my final record was 182 and 89 on the season. I did end up with a final rank of 4,540. So ending up in the top 5,000, for me, that's a huge personal best. So, a lot of fun and already looking forward to next season's picks. But now we talk about the fantasy league. This is where it's both a high for me and a really bad low because it was a great regular season for me. I did finish top of the league with a great record of 12-2. This is literally the best fantasy league record I've ever had, ever. But the postseason was not kind to me at all. So first round of the playoffs, I was pitted against my wife, Stacy, who took the 4 spot, just barely losing out to Jordan, who eked her out on points since they had the same record. So he took the 3 spot. And that first round was rough. Like I had 75 points on my bench. So hard to come back from that. I think I ended up losing by like 20 or 30. So a valiant effort in the second week of that first round, but not enough to overtake her and move on to the championship round. On the flip side of that, we thought Jordan had the dub that Monday night game against Talon. However, when we woke up that Tuesday morning, ESPN stat corrections adjusted some weird stats on Jordan's kicker, and Talon was awarded the win. So instead of 2 7-7 teams going at it for the win, and then myself and Talon going at it for third place, it ended up being Stacy and Talon duking it out for the championship, and myself and Jordan for third place. And it was still rough there as well because I just could not get the right lineup for that final 2-week slot. Ended up falling to Jordan. Made a valiant effort. Zay Flowers really came in clutch for me, but was not quite enough for me to take over that third place spot. Falls to Jordan, so congrats, Jordan, on that one. Valiant final 2 weeks. And my streak at finishing the league in third place dies. So there's no three-peat for me at third place. I was honestly kind of hoping for that since I couldn't win the championship. However, with Stacy and Talon, this has got to be like the closest championship game I've ever seen. Literally, she had a dominating lead after the first week. And the second week, this past week, things just kind of fell apart. And it did not help that there was no notification that Josh Allen was literally going to go in there, play one snap, and call it quits. And, didn't see that happening. Mitch Trubisky would have been the way to go because I think he lit it up for like 28 some odd points. And I don't think anyone had him, honestly, but who would? The better bet would have been going with Caleb Williams, who she had, or even Jacoby Brissett. Either one of those, any points, honestly, would have been better because she lost by 0.12, literally 12 hundredths of a point to Talon. If he had just, if Loop had missed one more field goal or one more extra point, or if Mark Andrews had just gone off for maybe like just 2 more yards on a catch, or just had one more reception, either way, just minuscule details, would have secured Stacy the championship. But kudos to Talon. 2 insanely close wins in the playoffs netted you the league championship and everyone ponying up $10 for you. So congrats, my man. Enjoy the win, and we're coming for you in the fall. Hopefully everyone decides to come back to the league next year and we have another great season of competition. But congrats to everyone on a great season. Kudos to y'all. It was a lot of fun. So now we turn our attention to the playoffs. First up, college playoffs. We won't even talk about my picks right now because my brackets have already been busted. I had 2 brackets in our Pick'ems group, and both of them have champions that can now not be crowned. One was A&M, one was Georgia. So obviously, both are out. But I did correctly pick, I believe, 3 out of the 4 finalists for the championship game. I don't think I had Miami in it. I think they were the ones that I did not have in one of my brackets. But I will say this, I'm pulling for either Indiana or Ole Miss, obviously, to win their respective games. And I would love it if that matchup does happen. I'm definitely pulling for Indiana, but honestly, I'll take either win. As long as Miami doesn't win the whole thing. Diehard Seminole fan here, I do not want to see Miami win this at all. Like, give me anybody but Miami. So I'm cheering for the refs in that game if it comes down to it. Whatever happens that helps Ole Miss top Miami, make it happen. Either way, Oregon and Indiana, I'm picking Indiana. I think they're on a nice hot streak right now. So yeah, that's my picks for the rest of the college football playoffs. I want Indiana and Ole Miss to win it. Well, not only want it, but I think it could happen. And I would love it if Indiana won the whole thing. But honestly, if Indiana Ole Miss happens, I'd be fine with either one. So congrats to all you guys. Now for the NFL playoffs. This is where things get a little fun. We're going to start with the NFC side of things. So we'll kind of do similar pick style that we would do with the ACC and Big 12 games. So first up, NFC. Our first slate of games are going to be the Panthers and the Rams. The Panthers literally backed their way into the playoffs. I give them no shot. Would it be an insane upset? Absolutely. But no way do the Panthers walk away with this one. Give me the Rams all day long. Next up, Bears and Packs, like NFC North competition, NFC North rivalry, NFC, just these two teams don't like each other. And right now, I don't see the Packers having what it takes to stop Caleb Williams and company. It's going to be a close one, but give me Chicago in this one, 10 points or less, but it's going to be a close, fun matchup. So, Tom Grossi, I know you don't watch my channel, but I do watch yours, so I'm sorry, buddy. Got to go against the pack on this one. Last NFC game in the wild card division, it's going to be Eagles and 49ers. I know that the Eagles, the back-to-back division champs, good on you. Jalen Hurts having a pretty good year, good on you. But something tells me these 49ers are built different. That was a fun game against the Seahawks to decide the number 1 seed and the NFC West division title. I think that the 49ers are going to come into this game hungry, so hungry, and look for them to take it out against the Eagles. So give me the Niners in this one all day long. Next up, let's flip it over to the other side and talk the 3 AFC wildcard the 3 AFC wildcard games going on this weekend. First up, we're going to talk Jags and Bills. Jags, obviously you're really good. T-Law, he's doing great things with his team this year. ETN, just top to bottom, the Jags are a really solid team. The Bills are suspect, and I don't know. But Josh Allen in the playoffs is built slightly different, and he doesn't have to contend with Mahomes this year. So Josh Allen is going to be looking for this as an opportunity to go all the way and get that coveted Super Bowl that has eluded him all these years. So first round, give me the Bills in this one over the Jags. Next up, New England and the LA Chargers. I know that the Chargers sat a lot of their players last week against the Broncos, a lot of their starters, and could that come back to haunt them? Honestly, I think it could, because right now, Drake May and company, those guys are just playing electric. And I don't see the Chargers being able to get back into any kind of a rhythm or a groove to stop New England. So honestly, give me the Pats in this one, 10 points or less. So sorry, Herbert, you guys are one and done this year. Lastly, Steelers and Texans. Holy crap. What a game that Rodgers and company put together against the Ravens Sunday night. Earning themselves the AFC North title, getting the final playoff spot in the AFC, going up against a very, very tough Houston Texans defense. These guys are just insane. And the Texans and Colts had a really impressive game on Sunday as well. Honestly, the Colts could have potentially pulled away and won that one. It was crazy. But the Texans have a very good defense. The Broncos and Texans are 1 and 2 in so many different categories on defense. And right now, the way the Steelers are playing, it's very up and down. Which Steelers team is going to show up for this contest? That's going to decide this one. Is the Steelers team that's going to show up that's playing on all cylinders? Everybody's sticking to their assignments on offense and defense. No one's playing outside of their lane. The Steelers could make a run at this one, but in the end, give me Houston for the upset, quasi-upset, because honestly they do have a better record than the Steelers, but they are the 5 seed, so upset by seed. But yeah, give me Houston in this one. Close loss. Sorry, Trey. I don't see the Steelers getting past the first round. If they do, great. Love that for you. But my pick, Houston. All right, folks, there you have it. The first episode of Laces Out from the 2026 season is now officially in the books. So as always, if you like the content, like the video, share it out, subscribe to the channel. That way you get all the notifications for when we post new content. We do try to post something new every week. Doesn't always happen, especially during the holiday season, but we'll definitely be keeping things probably on a weekly basis throughout the rest of the NCAA and NFL playoffs. And yeah, thank you again for all your love and support. Hopefully everybody had a great New Year's, and we look forward to your continued patronage in 2026.